Hyliion reported second quarter earnings results, so in this video I'm going to update those figures. I'm also going to update my recommendation of Hyliion stock. Coming into this report, I did not have the stock rated as a buy. I had it closer to a hold/sell. It was very speculative. So you're going to want to tune in to see if I'm updating this recommendation. So let's get right into it. Total revenue increased to 266,000, up from 172,000 from the same quarter the prior year. The company is really still in its infancy, developing the technology before it can really ramp up sales. Net loss worsened to 35.2 million, down from the 33.5 million in the same quarter last year. Thankfully, the company is anticipating delivering 30 semi-trucks outfitted with the Hypertruck ERX systems to customers by the end of the year. That's great news. It also announced that it expects to generate revenue relating to Carno stationary units beginning in 2024. So it's making progress in developing its systems, but it's going to take time before it can really start ramping up deliveries, ramping up sales to generate revenue. So let's go over some key highlights. This is directly from its latest press release. So it hosted Investor Day on June 27th in person in Austin. And I think for this company, it was important to have an in-person Investor Day to really showcase its powertrain systems to investors and experts to really get insights and to really show people that tangible results from what it's been investing in this entire time. It began installation of its first production of its Hypertruck ERX powertrain system, announced plans for the 2024 deployment of the Carno stationary generator. It passed some testing for its products, and EPA certification is expected in the third quarter. That's going to be a big step forward. And it planned development of the Hypertruck day cab variant, which has strong demand from its clients, and it expects to extend the fleet trials with Hypertrucks to commence in August after being delayed temporarily. And then the hydrogen fuel cell demonstration truck is now operation, and that's in partnership with HYLN, and that could be a big development as well. And it ended the second quarter with roughly 354 million of total capital, which is kind of thin considering that its net loss worsened to 35 million, down from 33 million. So it's not in any danger of being short on cash, but it's just it's always thin when you're losing so much money on the bottom line, because you're just worried as an investor, like, okay, we keep losing money, we keep spending money. When is the bleeding going to stop? And when are we going to turn things around? And you've just got to be patient with these kinds of companies. That takes a lot of time in research and development, testing, getting approvals, and going back, getting iterations going, and so on and so forth. But the good news is that the company did make progress with several of its systems and really getting on their way here. So exciting times coming up for Hyliion here in the next quarter and also over the next year. But still, for me, it's too early to recommend the stock. It's too early for me to invest in a stock like this. This is not my type of investment, and so I'm still not going to recommend this stock as a buy. I'm going to keep it as a hold or sell. I would recommend to wait for it to really prove more to investors before you jump in. And I'm okay if that means I'm going to miss out on some of the early gains from this investment, right? Because some of the biggest gains could be had in the early stages when these things come to fruition. But I'm okay missing out on some of those early gains and also lowering my risk with the investment. I'm okay with that. So I'll trade off the early gains with giving up some of the early risk. Okay, so for me, I'm okay with that. For that reason, I'm not recommending the stock as a buy just yet. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.